good morning and good summer to you. I don't know if this is a saying, but I'm so happy it's summer all over Europe, at least.
It's a summer and in Brussels as well, which is not an obvious thing. And we should say that, yes, we do have some blue sky. We do have some sunny days. Yes, it's summer.
And for our summer Monday, I prepared a quote from Seneca. And it says like this: everyone prefers belief to the exercise of judgment. How do you have an example from your coaching session that explains this in real life?
Yeah, so the thing that comes to my mind immediately is that the first place or the first situation when we meet this in coaching is the self-beliefs, right? Amazing thing. People are coming, my clients and me and whoever, we are kind of walking in life with beliefs about ourselves. You see, it's like, I'm smart or I'm not smart. I'm good in public speaking or I'm not, or I'm good in negotiations or I'm not. Whatever issues matters, right? And to me then, you know, some of the beliefs, let's say, make sense even to me, but some of the beliefs do not make sense at all. And then obviously I confront my clients. And then from that confrontation, we move on into let's analyze it, let's think about it, let's check the evidence, right? So good. And what comes to my mind is one client, 48 years old, engineer. And at that time, he was the head of the logistic in one European airport. Now, could you imagine the amount of details that the head of logistic in an airport has to manage? Enormous, right? Now, he said, so we were talking about personality traits, personal characteristics, and he said, I am a man of details. And the proof is that I'm head of logistic. Whilst my strong feeling about was that he is a man of broad picture and innovation. And so obviously I confronted him on that belief about himself, correct? We are there. And he said, no, Carmen, can't be true. I'm 48. I certainly know who I am. I said, okay, you know what? Let's not dispute about this. Let's go into examples, right? That means successes in life. Now, could you imagine that all the successes that he explained or presented, they were coming from innovative approaches? All, right? Which means that the strength is there, innovative approach, right? And then we went on the weaknesses, on the failures, and then all the failures were coming from lack of attention to details. So just to conclude that I was turning around the understanding, let's say the belief of my client about himself based simply on analysis of successes and failures in his professional life, right? Now, I'm not saying necessarily that for him was easy to practice belief than judgment, but what I wanted to illustrate with that is that it's so, how to say, yes, easy to go in the belief, right? So now, how do we create the beliefs? That's another story. Now, might be that in his case, the belief was reinforced thanks to his education as an engineer, as a head of logistic, right? So he had a lot of arguments to support the belief. Nevertheless, when we went kind of on extensive, exhaustive judgment, then we found so many examples or let's say find facts and figures that demonstrated that the belief was wrong. Now, so coming back to everyone prefers the belief, I would say, because it's easy thing to do. And if we do something in the coaching session, is absolutely to examine first the belief. So we start first with examining the belief before moving into, let's say, the judgment, the assessment, the evaluation, the understanding, and then hopefully we are on the right track for development, professional and personal.
I'm so happy you brought up this example, because I think it's a very good example for a client that probably had the courage to come to a coach and examine his life and have a mirror in front of him. Because I am sure, well, we can ask him, but for sure his life was harder before, because probably he was going against his strengths. He's doing a job against his strengths.
Absolutely, I do agree with you. And yesterday I was reading a biography of a businessman, and he said, when I did an IQ test and they told me that I have 180 points, then I understood that I'm not working to my abilities. So what happened in that particular moment? He changed belief, right? So in the beginning, he had the belief that he is kind of ordinary, normal. When then the psychologist told him you have 180 points, then he said, that's another belief, that's another scale, that's another league. And then he went on becoming a very successful businessman. So, okay, let's go to what is the danger of setting or settling in a belief that doesn't really help us, doesn't really support us. So probably that's the meaning of Seneca's, let's say, saying.
Carmen, thank you so much for bringing this real life example into our own lives. And I'm curious about our next quote next Monday.
Thank you very much.